Hello guys, let's study about hyperbaric conditions and respiratory centers. Our first topic for today is hyperbaric condition. The first thing which we are going to discuss here is about nitrogen, and nitrogen narcosis. Okay, what happened here? Whenever the deep sea divers, the deep sea divers, they go in the deep sea without proper equipments, as you know, scuba and all those things we are going to discuss just now. Okay, so when they come back to surface if they go in deep sea without proper equipments, when they come back to the surface in their body, this condition may arise. Okay, nitrogen narcosis can happen to them. Okay, what happened here? See, in deep sea the person is what he is taking in his breath. He is taking carbon dioxide, CO2 is carbon dioxide, O2 oxygen, or nitrogen. Actually what happens in deep sea, there is nitrogen, so the person took a lot of nitrogen. Okay, and what happened at high pressure, what is our normal atmospheric pressure? One atmospheric pressure is about 760 mm of Hg. Okay, so what happened in these deep sea divers? When they come back to surface, they feel severe pain. Okay, what happens actually? In their arteries and veins, this oxygen and carbon dioxide will diffuse out, will come out or go out by ventilation or by mouth, or there are so many ways. But for this nitrogen, okay, we also call this effect as like inert gas effect. Okay, what happened to is it won't react to anything, and when it will get dissolved in their blood, when they are in deep sea at very high pressure. So it will dissolve in their blood, but when they come back to the surface, so this nitrogen will become free in their blood, and it may form embolisms, or it wanted to become free. Okay, so for free, what it does, it form embolism. Embolism, like if just imagine this is an artery or vein. Okay, here some nitrogen bubble will form. What will it do? It want to go out, so it can rupture the arteries, or it can do so many, or it even might stop the blood flow. Okay, so the person feels severe pain. Sometimes they faint it out, or sometimes they may even die also. Okay, what is the treatment for this nitrogen narcosis? The basic thing, the treatment is, we can put these guys, put that patient, okay, put that patient in O2 means oxygen chamber, and give oxygen at high pressure. Okay, so we put them in oxygen chambers and supply high level of oxygen. This O2 which we supply will diffuse nitrogen out of the body. Okay, so this O2 which we will supply will diffuse out the nitrogen from the body. Okay, now someone will ask, this will trap what I already told you. Okay, so I just told you the equipment they use, the deep sea divers equipment they use is, equipment used is scuba, 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 self condition underwater breathing apparatus. Okay, self condition underwater breathing apparatus. What does it contain? This contain, like approx previous peoples, like in old ages, people use nitrogen, but now they try to use 1% of helium. In spite of that, 98% of oxygen, O2 means oxygen, and 1% of carbon dioxide. Okay, now some of my friends may ask me, like, why we can't just give 100% oxygen? Why we are giving this helium or nitrogen or this carbon dioxide if this helium and nitrogen have so many bad effects? Then, dude, just listen to me. We can't give 100% oxygen. In our body, we have some respiratory centers. Okay, and as we already discussed in chloride shift and all those shifts, that carbon dioxide is also very important in our body to maintain buffers and all those things. Okay, but I am discussing. Okay, so in our body we have respiratory centers. Okay, respiratory centers in medulla oblongata. Okay, so they can function properly to maintain their functioning. Okay, we are going to discuss about them just right now. Okay, so to maintain their functioning properly, we can't give 100% oxygen. Okay, and let's discuss one very small topic here also. Like we have, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, we have central receptors to detect that hypoxia condition. Hypoxia means less oxygen. Okay, central receptors and peripheral receptor. Okay, so whenever there is hypoxia, these central receptors, okay, will give the signal to your hindbrain, basically medulla oblongata, and that analyze it like, oh, dude, it's a problem. We have hypoxia. What does mean hypoxia? Hypoxia mean decrease of oxygen. Okay, so whenever there is decrease in oxygen, then what will increase? Carbon dioxide will increase in our body. So how we can remove this carbon dioxide? So this hindbrain will give signal to our body, like, do hyperventilation. So in this hyperventilation, what is happening? In hyperventilation, we are taking deep breaths and we are taking so much breath. So what will increase in our body? Oxygen will increase in our body and carbon dioxide will decrease in our body. Okay, by doing hyperventilation. Okay, I hope you got it. Now, peripheral receptors are not that important. Just remember, they activate the whenever there is hypoxia, they also maintain and activate centers. Okay, activate centers. Whenever there is hypoxia, they also maintain and activate centers. Okay, that's it. Now we are going to discuss about very important topic, that is these respiratory centers in medulla oblongata. Let's discuss about them. So let's discuss about them. Respiratory centers in pons and medulla oblongata. Okay, respiratory centers in pons and medulla oblongata. Okay, just imagine this is your brain, pons. Okay, let's take this as your pons. Okay, and take this as medulla oblongata. Okay, MO. In pons we have just two centers. The above one is pneumotoxic center and the another one is apneustic center. APNEUSTIC, apneustic center. Okay, then in medulla oblongata we have basically four nuclei. We call them, the first two are known as dorsal respiratory ganglia, dorsal respiratory ganglia or nuclei. This causes what? This causes, just remember, inspiration. Inspiration means taking air inside your lung. Inspiration. Okay, the back one, these two are ventral respiratory ganglia or nuclei. Okay, and these cause what? This cause expiration, means removal of air from your lungs. Expiration. Okay, I will tell you a little bit information about this pneumotoxic center also. These are present where? In pons. Okay, actually first I want to tell you about apneustic center. What does this apneustic center do? This increases depth and duration of inspiration. Actually, what does it do? It tell to dorsal ganglia to delay the switch off of inspiration. So what does it do? This apneustic center will tell this dorsal respiratory, okay, to this dorsal respiratory ganglia that dude, don't stop inspiration right now. Okay, so it tells to dorsal ganglia to delay the switch off of inspiration. So when it delays the switch off of inspiration, so it will increase the depth and duration of inspiration. This pneumotoxic center does what? It decreases depth and duration of inspiration. Okay, this causes what? This decreases depth and duration of inspiration. And how? It said just switch off the inspiration. Okay, so what? Pneumotoxic center said what? Switch off the inspiration. Okay, but the apneustic center tell what? It tell to delay. Okay, so it tell to delay the switch off mechanism of inspiration. Okay, so it will increase depth and duration of inspiration. Have you got it? Okay, now this is clear. A dorsal respiratory ganglia, it causes inspiration. Okay, ventral respiratory ganglia or nuclei, it causes what? It causes expiration. Okay, pneumotoxic centers. So as a summary, if I want to tell you about these centers, just as in summary, so pons control breathing depth. Depthness means how long it will go. Okay, so how long it should go. Okay, but medulla controls rhythm of breathing. Rhythm of breathing means when to inhale, when to exhale in a proper manner. And if someone have confusion, like if someone, like my one friend asked me why we are just talking about inspiration. So see, the thing is, we have to stop inspiration. Why we are just our body is so much concerned to stop inspiration. Okay, so the thing is, outside the body the pressure is high. Okay, so when there is high pressure, the body will take, obviously in our body there is low pressure. So how anything will move in this whole world? High pressure to low pressure, or high concentration to low concentration. So from atmosphere, the air will go inside your lung, go inside your lungs. Okay, if these mechanisms are not there, so we are so much concerned about inspiration. Okay. Okay. Now let's discuss one thing. Okay, that is hearing Brewer reflex. That's very important. Okay, hearing Brewer reflex. Okay, so we are going to discuss about hearing Brewer reflex. I just want to make one correction here. It's pneumotaxic. Sorry for like mispronunciation. Pneumotaxic center. Okay, everything is okay. This hearing Brewer reflex. What happened in this reflex actually? See, these are two scientists, Herring and Brewer. What they find out, like in dorsal. First of all, which will active over dorsal. You know this dorsal respiratory. Okay, so dorsal respiratory ganglia will activate. And when this dorsal respiratory ganglia will activate, what it will cause? It will cause inspiration. You are taking breath inside your lung. Okay, so inspiration start. Then J receptors will activate. J receptors in lungs will activate. Okay, how they will activate? See, when you are taking so much air inside your lungs, so your lungs will become stretched out. And when they are stretched out, so this will get activated. Okay, as I already get activated. Okay, these are present in alveoli sac. Okay, so alveoli started to stretch. Okay, and when it become more stretch, like to a limit, okay, so then what will happen? Inspiration will stop. Okay, when it will become very more stressed, then it will send signal to your brain by vagus nerve. I just giving you extra information. Brain by vagus nerve, like, okay dude, we are stressed too much, so let's stop. So this dorsal respiratory ganglia, will stop. Okay, so inspiration stop. Then what will happen to reduce the stretch or that pressure from your lungs? When inspiration is stop, then ventral respiratory ganglia will activate. And when this ventral respiratory ganglia will activate, what will happen to your body? The expiration start. Okay, then the cycle will goes in cycle, like when expiration is too much. Okay, then when there is stretch, when there is very less pressure in your lungs and your lungs become less, the oxygen or air will reduce in your lungs, then again this dorsal respiratory ganglia will activate, and this goes on in a circle. Okay, so this is a reflex that is find out by whom? Hearing Brewer reflex. And one mistake I already told you about, correction, sorry for that. Pneumotaxic center. Okay, that's it. Thank you. And yeah, these J receptors are present in alveoli, as I already told you. But okay, alveoli. That's it. Thank you so much.